What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to go through 5 different places that you can go video game shopping that are not EB Games in Melbourne. Okay, so store number 1 is the Gaming Expert. So the Gaming Expert is a new, fairly new shop, a couple of months old, I believe, maybe 4 or 5 months old, and they're based out in Reservoir. Now I'll show some footage of just me going in. This place is amazing. It's got a lot of good titles. It's got a lot of range, so from your sort of first Nintendo to now. So you've got your PS4, your Switch, and a lot of collector's editions, which is really cool. They've got an area which you can sit down in, which is awesome as well. Yeah, I actually am surprised that this place, the setup is really good. The only caveat I would say with this place is that the prices are a bit, well, pricey, but in the end, you've got to remember that they need to pay for rent, they need to pay for electricity bills, and yeah, they're the ones doing the work, the hard yards, to actually get the stuff together. So there has to be a bit of leeway there. But I mean, to go there and have a look, even if you don't buy anything, is really awesome. And that's the Gaming Experts. Moving on to number 2. Now this one isn't a specific, this one has a couple of caveats. So this one isn't specific to Melbourne. It's actually technically in Geelong. But I thought I'd include it because it is a gaming specific in a way, and I'll explain what I mean. So the place is called the Amazing Meal Market, and this place is like a flea market or like a garage sale type of thing that's in a warehouse, and each individual area has a stall owned by someone, and they're not manned, so all the stuff sits behind glass, and you can go in. Now the Amazing Meal Market in Geelong, the suburb is actually called Newcomb. They have a specific gaming stall there, which is owned by one guy, and he's got all sorts of stuff. So I'm just showing the video now. Is sort of older stuff to newer stuff. Now this place doesn't have a lot of the newer stuff, so I'm talking PS4, Xbox, because they focus more on the older stuff in general in this place. So there's like antiques and cool stuff like Legos and old toys and stuff. So if that stuff interests you, I would definitely pay it a visit. Again, the range at this one isn't as good as, say, the Gaming Experts, or a couple of the other places I'm going to go through, but I thought I'd include it. I like supporting local businesses. And yeah, there are a few other places there. So everyone does their own thing. They bring games to their own stall sometimes. So you could go there just for this place. But there might be another stall that has a couple of other games that you might be interested in that they've found. So stalls aren't limited to just doing little antique-y stuff. They can have some DVDs. They can have some books. They can have PlayStation 2 games, Xbox games. I've seen some with PSP games, which is quite interesting. So yeah, definitely visit this place. Yeah, and that's the Amazing Meal Market. Okay, number 3 is a place called Round Again, and this place is based in Coburg, so much closer to where I am anyway. This place is cool. It has old hi-fi, it has old records, CDs, turntables, and obviously video games. So if you guys want a nostalgia trip, go to this place. You walk in and you're just like, you will see 10 to 15 things you're just like, whoa, I haven't seen this in years, or I remember my grandma having this in her house, or you'll see something that will spark some memory. Now the owner is a really nice guy. I spoke to him a couple of times. He doesn't refresh the stock that that frequently. So I would suggest maybe breaking up if you're going to visit, so going maybe every 3 to 4 months. The range of platforms that they have, so we've got Super Nintendo, Atari, Sega stuff, then up to your PS4, a few Switch stuff, not a lot of that, a lot of Game Boy stuff, which was really cool, because normally you don't see a lot of good Game Boy stuff, and they've got some good Game Boy stuff. And yeah, your Sony PlayStation, your PS2, PS3, they've got a little bit of everything. So if you're in that area, definitely swing by. Again, some of the prices are not, you're not going to find super bargains at any of these places, except for maybe one. And I still haven't got to that one yet. But this place, I'd say, is really good to just go on a weekend if you're bored, visit, go look around. And yeah, I've picked up a couple of things here and then. He does get people come in and bring him games. That's another thing I didn't mention about the first one, the gaming experts. Yeah, you can bring in stuff and trade in stuff. I traded in some old records that I found to get some more games, because yes, I need more games. And yeah, like you can do that as well. So that's a bonus. So again, that's Round Again in Coburg. Number four is technically not a shop. It is a thing. It's an event. I'll call it an event called the Go Game Market. Now, the Go Game Market is a event that's been running for at least 2 years now. And basically, it's an organized event for video games. Like, think of, if you live in Melbourne, you'll know Laverton Market. You might know Camberwell Market. So these are other like flea markets, generic flea markets. But think of that with all video games. So the Go Game Market's hosted in Abbotsford, but technically, well, it's in the Collingwood Town Hall, but the suburb is technically Abbotsford. So it's really close to the city, 10-minute drive, not really far. And this place is a mecca of games. There's about 20 to 30 store holders that sell games. Okay, so I have to be a little bit transparent about this one. So basically, I run one of the stalls there, and this is a little bit of promotion, but at the same time, I don't get any kickbacks from this. I'm not doing this for any personal gain. This whole video I'm creating to help video gamers and to help people that want to get into the hobby. I want them to have a platform so that they can go. Again, you don't need to come to my stall and buy stuff. You don't even need to buy anything. It's all about the experience and looking for games and finding games that you might be like, I never heard of this game, so I'm going to go buy it. Or I'm going to look for a cheaper version. So the Go Game Market has a lot of different store holders. So I host a sort of range of games that I always sell just to clear out my collection, because it's just getting too big. And other store holders, some of them have eBay stores, some of them do bits and pieces, some of them specifically with Japanese consoles and gaming, which is really cool. So you'll see Wonders ones, you'll see like Japanese region locked games and stuff. I said that the best deals would be at one place. This is the place. I would say this market has the best pricing out of every one of these listings, and you will find something here for you, definitely. Now, a couple of caveats with this one. So it is only run between, sort of varies, so from 3 to 5 months. So there should be one coming up, in March or April. So if you live in Melbourne, definitely get on it. I recommend it. Again, you don't have to buy anything from me. I don't mind. This is just to get the word out there and just, bring up that gaming scene. The other caveat is that they do charge for entry. So it is a $5 entry. I really hope they reduce that to $2. I think $2 is a fair price. I think $5 is a bit steep. I know everything needs to be organized, tables need to be organized, electricity, etc. But I think $5 is a little bit excessive. So I hope the owners, who are lovely, I've spoken to them many times, I hope they do reduce that price so that people can feel like it's more accessible. But yeah, if you haven't been to this place and you like video games and you're like looking for video games, go here. You're doing yourself a disservice. So yeah, that's the Go Game Market in Abbotsford. Okay, number 5. So number 5 is in the Melbourne CBD, and this one I think is sort of popular, but it doesn't specifically base itself on video games. So it's only got a small video game section with PS4. I don't have footage for this one, but for PS4 and Switch games. That's all I really remember, but it does have a lot of memorabilia, statues, plushy toys that are gaming related and sort of anime Jap related. So if you're into that kind of thing, I would go there. I think the EB Games store on Swanston Street is also around the corner. So if you don't sort of get what you're after there, then yeah, you can just walk around the corner. But this is just another place that, you know, if you're looking for maybe, I don't know, a little Squirtle plushy toy or just anything sort of cartoony gaming related, they will have. And if you just check out their website, I've got the link down below. Yeah, they're a little cool store. Yeah, so that's number 5. And now I said there might be a number 6, and I'm hesitant to put a number 6 because of a couple of reasons, but I think it's unfair to include it because, again, it is a gaming store and it is quite large. So this is why it's coming on the list as a sort of not an honorable mention, but just a mention. So the last one is called Game Garage, and it's based in Bayswater. Now, again, it's not in Melbourne, so it sort of doesn't link to this list. But the other thing is that the owners are very, how can I put it? I've been there twice, and I had really awkward experiences with the owners, who I believe are the owners anyway. The last time one of them asked me to actually talk on the phone for her because she didn't understand what the person was actually saying, and I think when I was like, okay, and so when I spoke to them, they wanted to ask if they had the latest Call of Duty available, which was like, if you can't understand that, that's really bad. But the reason I'm putting them here is because and I don't have any video footage, but the amount of games that they have is incredible. It has to be the largest video game store in the whole of Victoria. And I've been, doing this for a long time. I will safely say that it is. Now, the reason that they're doing that is because, from what I hear, they buy a lot of the stuff on eBay and they sort of resell it at higher prices. Now, in saying that, you can find some pretty good deals there, but just keep in mind that you might not have a good experience. They have a wall of PS3 games. It is crazy. PS2 games, like, I thought my collection was massive. They made it look like nothing. There had to be like 2,000, 3,000 PS2 games. It's nuts. And just a range of stuff. So they've got everything. Some of the stuff is very pricey. Some of the stuff you will actually find some good pricing. But again, your mileage may vary. This store is a bit of I'm only including it because, I don't know if there's anything else out there. So yeah, that's my unofficial. Don't go there if you're not close, but it's cool to look at. You might find something that's like, oh, you know, I want to, I never heard of this title, and it'll make you find new titles very easily because of the range that they have. So that's pretty much it, guys. The last thing I just wanted to say was, please don't put your expectations very high in terms of finding super duper bargains. These places are all, well, most of them are retail stores, so you're not going to find amazing deals. You may find good deals, but I don't want to say that you're going to find, you know, rare games, that you're going to find games that are $1 each. That's not what this video is about. It's about just recognizing local businesses and getting the word out there that I think I would say Melbourne has the best sort of gaming scene and gaming shops that are beside EB Games. Yeah, so if you're bored on a weekend, if you're with a mate and you're like, yeah, let's go for a drive, or if you want to find some new titles, definitely hit up a couple of stores. I would say the Go Game Market is one of those that is awesome. But if you want something that's this weekend or like next weekend, hit up the Game Experts, hit up Brown again, and you can't go wrong. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys actually know of any other stores that I've missed. And it's gone off again. Let me know in the comments if there's any other stores that you think I've missed. I'd love to know. It's, you know, some people have that idea that they want to keep things to themselves. I feel like that's really selfish. I think we should all be helping each other. And yeah, just spreading the word. So again, if you guys have any other leads, any other sort of shops that do this that I'm not aware of in Victoria, post it down below and I can include it in the description for the next person. So yeah, that's it. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you around.